This is Hime, the princess so powerful she can defeat monsters with a single swipe of her legendary sword named X. But at the end she got captured by a demon army named Hell Lord. They tried everything to get royal secrets out of her, but nothing worked. So at the end they lure her with the most delicious food, which becomes her only weakness. And it all begins in a desert. The princess and a group of soldiers rest in the shade. A soldier comes to inform her that they are near the monster's location, and she tells him to stay alert. Suddenly, a huge monster attacks them. The soldier says they are not ready to fight, but the princess steps forward, and as the monster is about to attack a soldier, she charges towards it and kills it with a single blow, and the soldiers cheer for her, praising her amazing swordsmanship. Next, inside the castle dungeon, she is imprisoned in a cell with her intelligent sword X. X tells that their army went to war against the Hell Horde, but he was taken by the enemy and then captured along with the princess. Soon a girl and a monster arrive at the cell. The girl asks if she is going to reveal the Empire's secrets. X says that she is a commander of the army and will tell nothing. Then the girl says she will torture her, and her name is Torture Tortura. The monster put a machine down. X says they can't torture her, but the princess tells him not to worry, and says she will be silent even if they burn her. Tortura says, "It's torture time," and opens the machine, revealing a freshly baked toast. The monster sets up a table and places the toast on it. X asks what their plan is, saying the princess is not a child, but she gets excited and starts rambling, saying that no matter how tasty it looks she will not tell them anything. Then Tortura uses a fan to blow the scent towards her, which takes her to a field of wheat ready for harvest, and the aroma of bread excites her, but when X calls her, she snaps back to reality and says she will stay silent. Tortura then breaks the toast in half, making her mouth watery, and she imagines herself bouncing on the bread's surface, and sleeping on its warm surface, even flying through the air until X brings her back again, and she declares that she is a commander who will never give up. Tortura replies that the torture isn't over and reveals a bowl of tasty beef stew. Then she takes a toast's piece and slides it through the bowl, tempting the princess to eat it. And as Tortura is about to eat it, she cannot stop herself and runs towards her, but Tortura eats it, making her cry like a child. Her crown falls as she says she will talk, and tells the army's weak point. Then she asks for a piece of the toast, but she refuses, saying that she gave up a secret, so she deserves a toast party, which makes her happy, and she starts eating the toast while dancing happily while X can't believe it. Next, in her room, Tortura tells the information that it will help them win the war and decides to delay her release to get more secrets, which will help them, and she will torture her every day. The next day, she enters the cell saying, "Time for torture." X says that the princess spoke yesterday because she was hungry, but today she is full on bread and will not fall for any tricks, no matter what it is. Then, she steps aside, revealing a food stall where the monster is cooking takoyaki. X repeats that the princess is not hungry for low-quality food, but the princess walks closer, saying she will not fall for something she has never eaten before. Then she remembers how during festivals, she watched people happily eating takoyaki from the food stalls. Then she starts crying, saying she was jealous. Tortura offers her to try one piece. X tries to stop her, but she eats it and says it is delicious. The taste of octopus and creamy sauce fills her with happiness and declares that takoyaki is now her favorite food. Then she tells Tortura the location of the secret weapon, and she shows X the piece she grilled, and they dance together. Later in her room, Tortura speaks with a pigman, Kanaj, who tells her the king fears the weapon's power. She ends the call, saying that if the king is scared, she must try something else. But first she decides to rest. The next day, she enters the cell at midnight for the torture and apologizes for coming so late. Princess says she is planning to deprive her sleep, and X says this may work on a normal person, but not on a brave warrior who fights monsters, whether it is day or night. She says she once played video games for 4 days without sleeping, and says she can handle it, but Tortura reveals she will let her take her beauty sleep and opens the lid, blinding her with bright light and wind. She knows this is the smell of ramen, and gets hungry. She says that now her stomach is excited to eat it. X warns her that eating ramen late at night is bad, and she knows how bad it is for her stomach, and stupid, but she can't stop herself because it tastes good. Then Tortura takes a spoonful of soup, drinks it and blushes, which makes her cry like a child. X says, "Stay strong, princess." Then Tortura starts eating ramen and enjoys it, causing the princess to roll on the floor. Then she tells X to kill her, but X tells her that the torture won't last long. The princess agrees, saying she already knows how it tastes and won't give in, but freaks out as Tortura adds rice and chili garlic paste to the ramen and eats it. She can no longer control herself and sadly sits on the ground saying noodles and rice are her favorites. Then she eats the noodles. Tortura gives her extra sauce, making her smile as she says late night ramen shops are best. X says they are in prison. Then Tortura asks if the king is happy with the information and she says she will try hard tomorrow. As she thinks, two people enter asking if they can torture the princess next. Meanwhile, while sleeping, the princess is still dreaming of food and running freely through a field of wheat. The next day, she enters the cell and says that today her juniors, Yuki and Inky, will torture her. The two sisters introduce themselves and X says princess will not lose to two juniors, but Tortura believes they will give their best. Then the two sisters start playing a video game called Super Jump Brawlers inside the cell while she watches silently. Yuki says she'll win this time, but she loses and they continue playing. X laughs at them, saying that the princess who fights deadly battles will never fall for childish video games, but she looks excited, and says that from a young age she trained hard to become stronger. Instead of making friends, then Inky offers her the controller, but she refuses, saying she is not good with strangers. Tortura then says the four of them can play, and soon all four of them start playing, and the princess is happy and feels comfortable with her torturers. Then she imagines entering the game. The princess is ready with her sword as Yuki comes and attacks her with a tornado spin which she easily blocks, while Tortura and Inky fight on the other side. Then they attack the princess, but she dodges, jumps and uses her special shining attack to end them and win the match. The others praise her and they get ready for the next round. Then the princess tells her about her kingdom's defenses. As the sisters prepare to leave, Princess stops them and asks if they can play more and they say they will come back to torture her, which makes her blush. Then they ask for her number and she agrees. X wonders why she is not calling for help if she has a phone. Next in darkness, the evil king is holding a glass and smiles when Carnage bows and tells the information the princess revealed. The king says this is useless and Tortura ends the call saying she needs to try a different type of torture. She then remembers the Beastmaster, Crawl, and takes her with her the next day to torture the princess. X laughs, saying princess can kill giant beasts easily and will not lose. Then Crawl says, let's see, and calls a beast, whose shadow looks scary, but it turns out to be a baby polar bear. The princess says, he's so cute. Then Crawl gives the baby a ball to play with, which impresses her, but X calls her, and she says she will not reveal anything, no matter how cute the bear is. Then Crawl takes the ball away, making the baby bear cry, and the princess tells her to return it. Crawl says she'll give it back if she talks, which makes her angry, but she notices that Crawl is also suffering. But Crawl says she is just doing her job and the bear is her servant. Then seeing the bear cry and Crawl also starts crying, apologizes to the bear for hurting him, hugging him, and says she loves him. X says they win today, and Princess says that because of Crawl's kindness, she will reveal another secret. Then she also plays and hugs the bear, happily. The information is still useless, so the torture continues, and Crawl returns to her job doing construction work with animals. Next day, Toritra changes the torture location and covers her ears and eyes, and takes her and X to an empty hot spring. Then another torturer named Giant, a huge humble lady, enters the water. X asks why they are here and Giant replies that hot springs are relaxing and a good place to talk. X says this will not work as the princess is used to living in harsh conditions. She is also a brave knight, and so she will not fall for her kindness. However, she is feeling relaxed. X calls her to snap out of it. She says she will not talk, no matter how good this bath feels. X starts dancing around. She says that she's not going to let anyone pamper her with kindness. Then Giant says she is going to pamper her today, walks to her and hugs her warmly, which she likes, saying no one has hugged her like this since she was a child and used to play with her mother. She soon falls asleep. Then after revealing another secret, she enjoys a massage chair. Toritra asks if the information is useful, but it's not. Then she sees a vending machine full of snacks and smiles. Next she shows a box of monkey-shaped chocolate cookies to her. X laughs, saying princess has eaten the finest cookies served by Jimochi and eats homemade food over cheap snacks. But the princess is drooling. X asks if she's eaten it and she confesses to visiting the candy store after her lessons and eating these. Then she says she doesn't like these cookies. Instead she loves eating cheap snacks. But in reality Jimochi never lets her buy them. Meanwhile, Tortura says the torture begins and opens the box. Eating the cookies, Princess says that she'll not give up no matter how badly she wants to eat them. But she notices Tortura is eating every piece without looking at the cute monkey picture, and she starts describing the different designs, saying one cannot eat them without looking at them. Then she imagines Tortura cutting the cookies with an axe and tells her to stop doing that and starts crying, which makes her tell another secret. that Queen's show size is 23, and Tortura says if it is useless, she will return tomorrow to torture her. As she leaves, the princess happily eats the cookies, smiling and saying yummy. Next, outside the dark palace, a white knight appears to save the princess. In the cell, Yuki and Inky invite Princess to a theme park. At first she refuses but later agrees to ask Tortura about it. Tortura refuses, so she asks if she is not allowed to go anywhere. Then she says she can go in exchange for a secret. X gets angry, saying it is a new kind of torture, while Tortura says she is not the one to invite her. Then the princess sits silently for an hour. Tortura checks her watch and says she can teleport her to the park. X says that Yuki and Inky were only following her orders. Then she says she has fought many battles in which friends betrayed her, so she won't give up easily. Tortura notes that the park is now open. X tries to support her, to be strong, but she recalls happy memories with Yuki and Inky. She wants to go there and have fun. Just then she gets a message from them saying they are waiting. Unable to resist, she agrees to tell a secret. After that, she is teleported to the theme park wearing a new dress, and they eat food, have fun on rides, take photos, dance, and at night watch fireworks. Later, Tortura is in her room reporting the new information she gained, but it is useless as always. After she ends the call, saying the king's daughter will torture the princess tomorrow. Meanwhile, the white knight continues casting the spell. Next, Tortura enters the cell and kneels. Princess asks if she's kneeling for her, but Tortura says today's torture will be done by the Hell King's daughter, who introduces herself as Mao Mao. The princess says she's so cute, asks her age and dances around her, and tells X that she is just getting information, but X says she's the daughter of our enemy. Mao Mao says she will disappoint her father, and starts crying, saying I cannot torture anyone. Then Princess tries to motivate her to do her best, even though X tells her not to. But she ignores him and tells Mao Mao to torture her. Then she thanks her and the princess says let's talk. Then Mao Mao says it's time for torture and shows a bubble wrap, saying she'll pop it to make her jealous, and happily pops it, but Princess doesn't feel jealous, but still wants to tell her a secret. Tortura praises Mao Mao for doing a great job, then she smiles and decides to pop the whole bunch, saying she uses this trick on special days. And Princess gets annoyed, and when Mao Mao has no more bubble wraps to pop, she starts crying. Unable to watch her, she reveals her army's secret code. Mao Mao asks if she is done and Tortura says she did great and is now free. Then Mao Mao asks the princess to play with her, removes her chain and starts playing while everyone smiles. X can't believe the princess removed her chains. Next, the Hell King receives the code. Kanaj asks if he should tell the army, but King refuses, saying he wants to frame her daughter's first victory. Outside the castle, the knight continues his spell. The next day, Tortura says today's torture is momos. X worries knowing Princess likes eating Chinese food, but she is silent. X asks what is wrong. Then she replies that even though she likes Chinese food and Jamochi would take her to a Chinese restaurant where they order everything on the menu and she enjoys it, but never liked momos as they always burned her mouth. X says they might stand a chance, but Tortura says that's because she doesn't know the proper way to eat them. Princess asks what it is. Then Tortura breaks a momo first. Princess gets excited. X worries, but she will not give in this time as she doesn't like momos. Then Tortura drinks the soup, which makes Princess more excited, but she calms herself down, saying she'll not lose, but Tortura explains that one must not drink it all at once, and the momo's filling makes her excitement level off the scale, and she says it's amazing as Tortura is about to eat it. She freaks out and reveals another secret. Then she adds ginger to her momo and eats it the proper way. Next, King receives the new information but refuses to attack on Sundays as he needs time to watch anime. Outside, the knight covers the castle with his spell. At night, while the princess and X are sleeping, the white knight enters the cell and wakes her, surprising her. Then he reveals he casted a sleeping spell around the castle and introduces himself as Louch Britain of the Imperial Army, and he will take her home. Princess is still shocked. She thinks that due to the training she had no time for romance, but she always liked reading romance manga and dreamed of a charming prince. Then she asks if he will really save her. He agrees. She thinks it is a dream and becomes excited until he removes his helmet. She says she imagines someone handsome. Then she frees herself and asks how they will escape. He says once his spell ends they will teleport from here, but must hold each other for it to work. Princess says it's alright. Then he holds her by the waist and begins casting the spell, but inside she is panicking. Feeling uncomfortable being so close to a man, she notices his deep voice. Then he grabs her tightly. She thinks he's strong too. It hurts her, but she's not weak. She's the princess and commander of the army. Then, as his hand moves upwards and gets scared of intentions and tries to calm herself down, but as his hand reaches her chest she attacks him, and only he is transported away. The next morning, Tortura enters and says, "'Tis time for torture." Next, Tortura kneels before the Hell King, asking why she can't get any useful information from the princess. She apologizes, and the king will not fire her but orders her to torture him to prove herself. Kanaj objects, but the king gives her 1 hour to prepare, warning that she will die if she fails. After an hour, she returns with her monster and a machine. Kanaj believes she can't torture the demon lord. Then she opens the machine and pulls out a can of beer. King laughs, saying he drinks beer every day at home, has tested the finest alcohol from around the world, and doesn't think beer will work. As she opens the can, she asks if he knows the tastiest way to pour it into a glass, confusing him. Then she pours it from high above, creating foam. He says it'll be foamy, but she says it's fine to have some bubbles. After it settles down, she pours the rest of it and stops when bubbles reach the top. He gets angry, saying it is not right, and compares it to whipped cream. Suddenly the palace begins to shake, and he can't believe he is being tempted. Kanaj reminds him that he defeated the strongest hero and is the great demon lord. Then he angrily says he's fine and the torture is not working, and she says that the foam will disappear and the beer will taste great. He then confesses that his weakness is light magic, shocking Kanaj. Then she offers him the glass and he drinks it quickly, saying it is tasty, and as it goes down his stomach, he feels like he's in heaven, flying like an angel, saying it is his best day. After finishing the beer, he says it is magical. Back in her room, Tortura celebrates not getting fired and decides to try new forms of torture. Next, in the cell, Princess is resting when Tortura enters, saying today will be different, and X believes the princess will surely give in, which shocks her to know that he lost faith in her and says she'll resist. Tortura says she will not torture her and calls the weaponsmith, Gilga, who begins examining X. Then Tortura says X is the one to get tortured today. X tells her that he has served the royal family for years and will not lose to her. Then Gilga begins cleaning him, which unexpectedly relaxes him, though he says he feels no pleasure. It was his battle cry and he'll not lose. Then Gilga begins sharpening him, which makes him powerful enough to break a soldier's armor and cut a monster in one swing, feeling renewed. The princess tells him to snap out and he says he's okay, and even though it feels great, he will not reveal any secrets. She is impressed by him. Then Gigla removes the helmet, saying it is done, but X says he's barely done anything. Gilga says she will give him a full treatment if he shares a useful secret. He says he is a sacred blade and will not tell her anything for his own pleasure, but agrees, saying it will help the princess, and tells a secret. After the full treatment, he is shining like a brand new blade, while Tortura thinks it will be useful. He says he's feeling great, but the princess stares at him. At night, he apologizes to her, but she apologizes in return, saying she let him down first. Then X says he'll support her. The next day, Kral returns to torture her, and she happily asks about the baby bear, and they both talk about how cute it is, and Kral invites her home to meet the other animals and she accepts. Then they both get serious. Kral says today will be a hard day for her and calls a giant wolf, named Mad Wolf. X tells her to be careful, as wolves are strong fighters, but she says that she has defeated many wolves, but X says that this wolf is more powerful than the others. Then Kral says let's start, and X says its giant legs can kill her, but it raises its paw instead of attacking, shocking them, and then Kral says its paw is cute. Then Kral smells it and says it also smells nice. But the princess is not interested, and Kral asks if she wants to try it. But she refuses, which makes Kral panic and ask why. Then she says she has never smelled an animal's foot, and Kral thinks she's missing out on the best thing and tells her to try it. She says it stinks. Then Kral tells her to try again, but she refuses. Then Kral says she will tell a secret that Tortura's phone wallpaper is a newborn baby, which surprises Tortura. Then Kral begs her to smell it. Then she says she'll try again and smells it, saying that it also smells like popcorn, and it feels nice and warm, and she likes it. Kral welcomes her to the world of Best Paws and she tells another secret. Then she thanks her for the experience, and Kral replies she's happy and suggests having a party at her home, which she agrees, and they ask Tortura for permission. Tortura says only if she has rabbits. Then they all go to Kral's home to relax and play with all the animals. Later, at a children's park, Mau Mau says she'll play to make the princess feel jealous and runs. She follows her while Tortura and Monster watch from the side. Mau Mau plays on different rides and clicks her photos. Seeing her play, she feels good, and X says she'll talk to play, but she assures her she will not, no matter how cute Mau Mau is. She has no desire left to play in parks because royal children are not allowed to do it, and so she never did. X cheers for her, saying today they win, and she feels proud, living a different life, but starts crying, confessing that she wanted to play on swings, seesaws, climb bars, and make sand castles. X tells her not to feel bad. Then Mau Mau runs to her, inviting her to play together, and she agrees after telling a secret. She goes to play and Tortura smiles, seeing them enjoying on swings, seesaw and climbing bars. Then all their friends join them to play football. While kicking, Mao Mao's shoe flies up and Mad Wolf brings it back to her. Then they play other games and build sandcastles and have fun running around and enjoy the day. While walking back, she asks Mao Mao about her favorite part, and she says she can't choose one because everything was fun and she feels the same. Meanwhile, in the castle, Kanaj requests the evil king for the note of the security passwords. The princess has given them and he replies that he lost it while watching Mao Mao's playing video from the park. Next, in an abandoned building, a monster plans to take revenge on the princess. Next, Tortura and Princess are near a river, where Princess asks if today's torture is playing in the water, and X says she seems excited, but Tortura says she'll not play, which makes her sad. Then Tortura says they're here for marshmallows. She says she does not like them and suggests doing something else, like playing in the water. Then Tortura says these are special toasted marshmallows. She asks how special they are. Then Tortura toasts one marshmallow, which changes color, making the princess excited. Then Tortura offers her one for free, but X warns her it's a trick and tells her not to eat, but Tortura provokes her, saying a brave army commander should not be scared of a challenge. X tells her not provoke her while she shouts that she will never eat it and jumps, saying she will never give up, takes it from her hand and eats it, and imagines herself jumping on a soft marshmallow. She gets happy to see the sticky inside, which makes them tastier, and then she jumps around saying it feels amazing. Tortura offers her more in exchange for a secret. X says stay strong, but she says she's fine and asks if she can get 4, and Tortura agrees and she loses again. Then she sees a big marshmallow, heats it, and eats it, saying yummy, and X looks sad, and then Tortura asks if she wants to play in the water and she happily agrees. She tells the secret to Kanaj, who says that they lack skilled soldiers to handle fire and orders her to find another secret. After the call, she wonders if Princess can handle 2 tortures in one day. As she walks away, Princess and X notice her. X suggests the secret may not have pleased the Hell King, and she might have to try again, and she says she can't handle more torture. She thinks something and X warns her not to share another secret, and she says she won't, saying she doesn't care about enemies and calls Tortura naive. On the other hand, Tortura thinks the king is evil for ordering her to torture her twice, but as an interrogator she has to follow his order, else she's not right for the job. Then Princess sits beside her and says nice weather, then talks about laundry and shares another secret. Tortura asks why she shared it, but she says it just slipped out and Tortura doesn't want pity. Then she replies an angry face suits her better than a sad one, smiling, and then invites her to play with her and she accepts. Dotama and X cheer, and then Yuki and Inky arrive on a boat, asking if the torture is over. Princess says yes and asks why they came, and they say Tortura called them. Then they try catching fish. Dotama live streams his cooking and then they eat, laugh and play. Tortura's hat flies away, but Princess jumps and catches it and then they fall into the water and laugh. Soon the others join them, and they happily play in the water for the rest of the day. On their way back, Princess, Yuki and Inky fall asleep, while Tortura drives the car smiling after a fun day. Later, Tortura reports the second secret, while Princess sleeps peacefully. Next, Giant brings her to a sauna instead of a hot spring as she has a bad sunburn, and it is her first time in a sauna. She sweats heavily and wonders if this is another torture. She thinks normal people would have shared secrets by now, but she is a warrior who has survived extreme climates and she can handle it. After some time, she thinks prison life made her lazy, as she hasn't sweated this much in years. Then she starts feeling good. Her worries fade and she understands why Giant brought her here, because it feels amazing. Then Giant says they should go out as it's not good to stay in for a long time, and they walk out. She enjoys the cool air. Then Giant suggests a cold bath. She asks why and Giant says it feels good. At first it feels freezing, but soon it feels refreshing, like her body is melting. Then they rest on large chairs and she feels free, like floating among the stars. Then she thanks Giant for the experience and she says saunas are good for the body and maintain blood flow. But most importantly, it feels good, and she agrees, and then tells another secret. That night, Tortura takes Princess and X to a strange place, filled with many monsters, including one she fought before and cut in half. Then she asks if he is Mad Kaiser and he confirms, saying his wound still hurts. She then assumes she must have defeated all these monsters, but Tortura says that's not the case and this torture is planned by Yuki. She explains that the monsters will hide in the building and will try to scare her and asks if she can handle it. Then one monster says it's time for revenge, puts on a funny mask and they all run inside. Princess asks where Yuki is and Tortura says she fell ill, so she is replacing her. But Princess wants to visit her, but she refuses, saying she's in the middle of torture and must finish it. X says Princess will never give up, but she reveals a secret about the hidden path to the castle. And Tortura says they're done and can visit Yuki later. In Yuki's room, Princess says her plan was good and gave up quickly and asks how she's feeling. She says fine, and Inky says her fever is gone, and all her friends care for her and she feels good. Princess helps her eat and they laugh together. Next, the Hell King congratulates his daughter for passing her exams and getting promoted. She thanks him, and he tells her he will reward her with anything she wants, and she asks for a piggyback ride, which shocks him. She explains that she always wanted to play with him, but didn't want to disrespect the Hell King. He agrees to complete her wish. Then he happily gives her a ride. She says she can touch the ceiling, and he calls her the tallest, running around the castle. After some time, he sits on his throne. She thanks him, and he says it is fun to enjoy yourself instead of holding back, so next time he will enjoy the music concerts too. She agrees. Then he asks if she wants anything else. She hesitates, but as he pushes her she says playing house. Then he acts like a child and plays house with her. Next she asks for a horse ride and he becomes the horse, and then they play with soft toys and laugh. Then he jokes that her daughter's wishes never end, but he says he'll fulfill all her wishes. Next, in an open ground, they play badminton, laugh as they enjoy, and then they blow bubbles, race, and he teaches her how to ride a bicycle. Then they play with a ball and toys, enjoying themselves. Later they sit under a tree where she blows flower petals and watches them fly, and he pats her. Back in the castle, Kanaj approaches him, but he tells him he's taking Malmoa to her room because she fell asleep. He tucks her into bed, notices a drawing and smiles. As he leaves, the drawing falls to the floor, revealing the secret code of the Imperial Army. Next in the cell, Princess and X play a word game, which she wins thanks to royal tuition classes. Then X reminds her, it's almost time for torture, but she says it will be fine, not scaring. Suddenly the lights go out, the gate opens and Tortura enters with the torture machine and reveals a fire and burning hot iron rod, which scares her. X says this looks serious, but reminds her of her past battle with fire monsters. Still she shakes with fear. He says imprisonment made her weak, but she asks him to have faith in her and he says he'll try. Then Tortura tells that today's torture is fresh cheese. She explains that she'll use the hot iron to melt the cheese, and the princess cries in relief, saying she thought she was going to die. X says the torture hasn't started yet, but she says that she can easily handle it. As Tortura melts the cheese with the hot rod, she gets excited by the smell, and X looks disappointed. When Tortura slices the melted cheese and places it onto the meat, she can't resist anymore and tells another secret. Then her eyes light up when she sees a cheesy sausage, eats it happily. Later in her room, Tortura says that the secret about voice actors is useless and says she can't torture her tomorrow. Next day, she tells the princess it is medical checkup day, saying all the prisoners have checkups so they can stay healthy and there will be no torture today. X asks about Datama, who is getting a checkup. Then she pulls out an injection to take blood and Princess is instantly ready to talk. X asks if she's scared of needles. She lies, saying she is not just used to revealing secrets. He says she has never been afraid on the battlefield, so it is not possible, and she lies again. As Tortura prepares the injection, she starts sweating and panics when Tortura turns toward her. He can't believe she is scared and she admits it's scary when someone else does it. Then she asks Tortura if she knows how to use injections. She says she used to be a nurse and assures her it will be safe. Then Princess asks if she can join the Hell Horde, and starts crying like a child, saying no needles. But Tortura offers to use an anesthetic patch for pain in return for a secret, which she instantly agrees to. Then Tortura cleans her arm, and she closes her eyes tightly, and then Tortura says it's done, and she is shocked, gets a bear-shaped sticker, and happily says it didn't hurt at all. Then X is taken for his scan and her reports are positive. Meanwhile, Kanaj tells the Hell King about the new secret, but he refuses to steal it. Outside the castle, the White Knight returns, swearing he won't fail again after learning a new spell. At night, while Princess and X sleep, he wakes her but scares her and says he is here to rescue her again and apologizes for leaving without her before, but she tells him it's not his mistake. Then he explains his new spell, and she praises him for learning so fast, then removes his helmet, and says he has placed a sleeping spell over the castle. She asks about his plan. He explains that the new teleport spell works without touching, but they need to remove their clothes and send first. She tries to stop him but he begins and she panics. She reminds herself that she once fought a dragon without fear, so she can handle it, but starts panicking again. Tries to stop him but can't break his focus. Then she calms herself down, saying he won't be able to see her naked, but worries that she might teleport naked in front of other people, and decides to hit him again, hoping he will return to save her again after learning new spells. And as her clothes begin to disappear, she grabs X and attacks Britain, causing him to teleport alone. The next morning, Tortura looks at Princess's torn dress, who thanks her for the new dress. Next, Princess sits with a cat sleeping in her lap and another cat touching her arm, and she feels happy and is about to tell a secret, but X stops her. Crawl uses cats to torture her, and says her cat Callie loves human touch and Snowbell loves sleeping, and they're cute. X says she'll lose again, but she replies that she doesn't tell secrets because someone is cute, and X says that she was about to talk, but she refuses, saying cuteness will not work. Then Crawl says this is just the beginning, and she won't be scared by them, but Crawl already knows this, making X confused and Princess's legs fall asleep. She realizes it is the main part of Crawl's plan and she confirms it while X suggests moving the cats, but she can't wake them up and Crawl can move them in exchange for a secret. Then she says she has suffered many injuries and still one so she can handle this pain, but Crawl reminds her of Callie who loves touching and is now smelling her feet. She tries to stop her but she touches her, causing her to scream in pain, and she tells another secret. After getting free, she curses Callie, but instantly forgives her when she touches her again, and Crawl allows her to play with her. As she plays, Crawl tells her to give a lollipop and she does. Then Snowbell jumps to scratch. Xtortura is happy with them. Next, Carnage tells her on the phone that King left early to save a seat for Mau Mau's field day. After ending the call, she decides to make lunch for them. The next day, at the field day, many children dance with pom-poms and the announcer praises them. Princess is also there cheering for Mau Mau. Then Tortura looks at the schedule and says it's Mau Mau's turn, and Princess calls her and she waves bakes. At the audience table, Evil King struggles with his camera and curses humans, but Carnage tells him to remove the lens cap. Next, the announcer tells the children to line up. Yuki and Inky's little brother Insuki stands next to Mau Mau. Then the referee starts the race and Evil King cheers loudly for Mau Mau. Seeing everyone cheer for her, Mau Mau runs faster, but Insuki wins at the last moment. Yuki and Inky celebrate and X asks if it's okay to beat the Hell Lord's daughter, but they say a fair race is a fair race, and King claps for Mau Mau for giving her best. Then the children compete in many other games. Princess calls them cute and Tortura likes watching them, but they have to do something and will return soon. Then the announcer calls for the parent-child event and Mau Mau is there with her father, the Hell King, which surprises Princess, and it's the first time she has seen him, and he is sitting for the race. And when it starts, the ruler of monsters starts jumping and laughing with her daughter, having fun. Princess calls him humanity's enemy but can't believe he is the real king, and X says he must be a body double as the real king will not attend a field day. After the race, he sits on a chair, smiling, and notices the princess. Carnage says she's happy and he says he has some hellish plans for her. At lunch break, the group is shocked by the huge feast Tortura made and praises her, making her smile. Princess asks if this is a kind of torture, but Tortura says there's no torture on weekends and she's happy. Then they eat. She tries some fried chicken. Tortura says it is not good, but she says it isn't crispy yet still tasty. Inky enjoys octopus-shaped sausage, and Yuki also likes them. Princess says the picnic is nice and notices Mau Mau eating with fake parents, but Hell King fought for this spot. Yuki eats the last chicken piece and seeing the food finishing, Inky panics, but Tortura reminds them to eat vegetables too. As the afternoon events are about to start, Crawl arrives with Baby Bear. The next event is a race. Insuki is confident but Mau Mau won't lose this time, and the girls cheer for them while Carnage handles the camera. The king says now it is finally his turn to face the princess. The referee explains the borrowing race rules. A player will draw a paper, borrow the item written on it from the audience and finish the race, and teachers will help them read. The king arranged Mau Mau's task to choose someone she likes, hoping it would be him. He feels jealous of her friendship with the princess, and wants to prove his bond is stronger and laughs. As the race starts, Insuki picks first, then Mau Mau picks hers. Insuki gets a minivan while Mau Mau gets someone she likes. Princess wonders if she will choose her. X tells her to stay calm. Then a child asks for a sacred blade and King stands up, but Mau Mau picks her mother instead. Queen Lulun says they'll win. The king sits down, saying he's busy preparing his speech for the closing ceremony, so it's a relief that Mau Mau chose her mother over him. Princess says Mau Mau's mom is pretty and cheers for her. Then a child asks Crawl for the bear and she agrees. Mao Mao is happily leading the race. X is dragged by a child, Insuki drives the minivan and the child with the bear follows closely. Mao Mao and her mother cross the finish line first. Everyone cheers and Mao Mao hugs her mother while King claps proudly. Next, the announcer invites everyone to dance. Princess asks if she can join and Tortura tells Princess to dance. Then they dance with pom-poms, along with friends and family. Princess feels very happy. Later, at the closing ceremony, the king gives a speech, saying that today's field day was a success and all the children should be proud of themselves. Princess says the fake king is giving a good speech. Then the king shows them the medals and the children cheer. Later, when they pack up, Mao Mao runs over. Princess praises her for winning first place. Then the queen comes and thanks the princess for being her friend. She thinks the queen is very kind. Mao Mao waves goodbye, and she waves back. Then Tortura calls her saying it's time to return. She says she's coming and enjoys her freedom one last time. Next, in a flashback scene, Yuki and Inky as students discuss what careers to choose. Inky says she wants to make people happy, so she will join the Hell Horde as a torturer. Yuki asks if torturers make people happy, but she says that the torture methods have changed. Yuki thinks it's perfect role for her. She says yes, but should work on her nervousness. Then Yuki thinks about her own future. She wants to ask her to also become a torturer, but stops because it should be her choice. Yuki asks for her advice and she tells her to choose something she loves. Yuki likes many things but can't imagine doing them as a job, so she also decides to be a torturer. She asks why and Yuki says she wants to stay friends with her, then leaves laughing. Back in the present, they are trying to torture the king for a promotion using a dance game. The king enjoys it, but when they ask for result, he fails them. Then they go to the princess for advice. X asks why help enemies, but she says they're also her friends. They say it's almost time for her torture, but she says she's done with torture for now and eats a burger. She notes that they have to torture the king to pass. Yuki says the written exam was easier. Princess says that when facing an enemy, it's important to calmly observe their weak points, and if they learn what the king likes, they can use it to torture him. They think about it and realize what he likes. She asks when the exam is and Yuki says it can be done anytime. Next, they try again using the same dance. King says it is just like last time, but then Mao Mao joins the dance makes him excited. They tell him to reveal a secret to join them, and seeing Mao Mao enjoying, he finally reveals a secret about an anime's ending, and the three girls celebrate their win. Then he comes down, smiles, and joins the dance, and all three girls get promoted. Next, Princess and Giant walk back after taking a bath. Giant asks where she normally bath, and she says the shower in her cell. Giant asks if her torture is done. She says yes and will sleep now. So Giant invites her for ice cream, and she agrees. Next, they walk outside. Princess likes the cool night wind and Giant says walking at night is peaceful, but a little scary, which makes it fun. Princess never thought that walking could be fun as she wasn't allowed outside the castle without guards. Giant suggests taking another road. Princess asks if it is shorter, but Giant says she wants to walk a little longer with her. She calls her master Mama and they take the longer path. After walking through the quiet fields, they cross a bridge and Giant tells her to look at the stars, and tells her their names and arrangements and explains the winter triangle, saying that Canis Major is the brightest star, and she says stars shine to guide people at night, just like Giant guides her. And Giant calls her a cute little puppy, but she says she's a proud royal army commander, and they joke the red star is Tortura and laugh. Princess says she has never looked at the stars like this before and didn't know their names. Giant says she will learn many things over time, which excites her. Then they see a shooting star, make wishes and don't tell each other what they wished for. Next, they reach a shop and eat meat buns. Giant says they came for ice cream but are eating buns. Princess got hungry because of the longer path and Giant apologizes, but she says it's fine. Giant tells her to finish the bun and she says walking is really fun. Meanwhile, in a different castle, a girl reads about Yuki and Inky's promotion in the newsletter and calls them weak torturers. Then she says she will teach the princess what real torture is. Next, she comes to torture her. Tortura introduces her as Vanilla Peshutz. X recognizes her and says she belongs to the brutal Peshutz vampire clan. Vanilla says she's the daughter of the noble house of Peshtas and will teach the real torture of fear, and takes her to a roller coaster whose height and speed can make anyone reveal secrets. Princess is excited to ride it, and Vanilla says it's time to experience the fear. Tortura tells Vanilla to ride with her, which shocks her, but Tortura says she might tell a secret during the ride, and asks if she's afraid, but she lies saying she isn't. Then Princess and Vanilla sit on the roller coaster. As it slowly climbs to the top, Vanilla tells her to speak now to stop it, but she refuses, and as it reaches the top, Vanilla panics and cries while Princess enjoys it. In the middle of the ride, Vanilla tells her own secret, closing her eyes. Princess asks if she's scared, and she admits she is afraid of roller coasters and feels like she'll fall. She says she doesn't deserve the Peshit's blood and that her life is over. But Princess says she's brave enough to ride it and holds her hand, saying she won't fall now. As the ride speeds up, she feels less scared because of her grip. After the ride ends, Princess says it was awesome, and Tortura tells Vanilla that she failed. She says yes, but asks Princess again to tell a secret. Instead, Princess asks if she wants to have fun in the park together. She smiles and agrees. Later in her room, she looks at photos of herself and the princess enjoying rides, eating and boating. She remembers holding her hand, then snaps out of it, saying she is the daughter of Peshutz, and won't fall for Princess' kindness. Next, Princess is playing a game on her phone as Tortura is on a business trip, so no torture for her elsewhere. In a hotel room, Tortura says business trips are tiring, but the bed is relaxing. She closes her eyes but opens them as she remembers. It's dinner time, and says she usually follows a strict diet, but since she's on a trip, she can eat junk food. She prays, opens a cheese burrito, puts a sausage in it, wraps it and eats it, saying it is tasty, even though it is not proper food. Then she opens cup noodles, eats them, and says she likes tofu in noodles, followed by the tiny eggs. She reveals that she also has a special pudding in the fridge, saying trips have their own benefits. The next day, she has breakfast at the hotel buffet and wants to eat healthy food but ends up eating freshly baked bread instead. Back at the castle, a servant tells the battle officer that King has been injured, and the officer asks who dared to injure the king and why the protection magic hasn't saved him. Next, in the king's apartment, Mao Mao and Lulin are excited to bake cookies. Mao Mao wonders if she can do it, and King says it's her first time and effort matters more than failure, but she wants to do it right the first time. King agrees and Lulin says they'll help her. Then Lulin tells her to put butter in the bowl and wait for it to melt, but she hates waiting, so King uses fire magic to melt it faster. The battle officer senses the magic, while she happily thanks her father. Next, Lulin tells her to add flour and eggs, but Mao Mao gets sad as she doesn't know how to break an egg. Lulin says she can do it with one hand and shows her how. First, tap it, cover the crack with the thumb and use fingers to open it. She says it is like magic, but Lulin says it's a skill, and they mix the batter and roll the dough. Then Lulin says it's time to cut the dough into shapes. King makes a bear shape, but she wants to make the world's largest cookie. King laughs and says she's greedy like him, and she will make even better cookies than he does. After baking, Lulin brings the tray and she wants to hold it, but Lulin says it's hot and lifts it, almost dropping it, but King catches it, and he asks if she's fine, and she says yes, but his hand gets burned by the hot tray, which he says doesn't hurt much, and then tells Mao Mao to be careful, but she notices his burned hand and wraps ice on it. King says it feels better and calls her a great doctor. Then the king says they should eat the cookies, and they enjoy them. Mao Mao says the world's largest cookie is tasty, and King Joe's he'll eat all the cookies. In the castle, the battle officer asks who injured the king. Meanwhile, in the cell, Tortura begins the torture by opening the machine, showing a gift from Mao Mao. Princess is happy, and she says Mao Mao baked cookies and sent one for her. She suggests eating it now, but Tortura stops her, saying it's torture time, and she agrees to wait. Tortura says it will be good and then reveals today's torture is black tea, her favorite brand, which she used to drink. Princess says it reminds her of tea parties with her friends in the royal garden, but says she actually prefers soda, revealing she and Jamochi used to drink cola together. Then Tortura prepares the tea, and she compliments her skills, and she wants to eat the cookie and opens the pouch, eating it slowly, saying the taste is hard to tell. She thinks she will not give up as she likes cookies more, but Tortura offers her black tea, which makes her nervous. Tortura says the cookies gave her this idea. X tries to calm down the princess, who remembers her days as a knight where she only drank tea at parties, and says she will enjoy the moment and tells another secret. Then she and Tortura enjoy tea and cookies together. Later, the king is told about the new secret, and Kanaj asks if it should be shared with the army, but he says no grave robbing. Next, Vanilla returns to torture her and asks if she remembers her. She says yes, which impresses her. Princess seems worried, and she reveals today's torture is cake, which surprises them. Vanilla reveals that she baked the cake herself without her parents' help, and believes Princess will beg to eat it, but X insults this cake, saying the cream looks bad, and asks what the ugly thing on top is. She replies that it's a penguin, saying no one should insult her cooking and call her powerless after trying hard. Princess tells X not to be rude and says the cake looks tasty, and praises her skills, saying knows how to use a spatula properly. Then she says she's feeling grateful. Princess says nothing is wrong with the cake, and says the thing at the top is amazing, which impresses her. Princess says it is really delicious, but it will not make her weak. Then Vanilla starts crying. She asks the reason. She remembers how happy she was after finishing the cake and thanks her and tells her to eat it. Then she eats it and says it's delicious. Later, the king is informed that Vanilla's torture has failed again. Kanaj asks if they should punish her and he agrees, saying it will teach her a lesson. Next, Yuki, Inko, Tortura, Princess and X are at the beach. Tortura says today's torture is beach sword fighting, where she has to pop the balloons on Yuki and Inky's heads to win. She is confident about winning, but the sisters mock her and say they're the champions of the Hell Lord's beach sword fighting tournament and are going to win. Tortura says if she can win, she will grant any request and tells them to begin. They charge toward her and decide to use Plan B, a sneak attack. Suddenly Princess pops Inky's balloon, shocking them, and Princess smiles confidently. Inky says she's truly is a commander, and she says that she has been trained by top swordsmen of the Imperial Army since childhood. And in a brief flashback, she plays a spinning game with Jimochi and loses. Back on the beach, she says they can't defeat her, and she scares Yuki, who reminds her of the rule to pop balloons and summons a big water gun to defeat her. Then Yuki starts firing, saying I win, but Princess easily blocks every shot. Tortura says Princess is a top-level warrior of the Imperial Army and Yuki stops firing. Tortura worries that if Princess wins, she may have to free her and thinks how to stop her. Her devil version says to join the fight. The politician side says to follow the rules. Her writer version says it'll be fun if she wins, and her rebel personality says to fight injustice. After hearing them, she says she cannot let her win. While Yuki swings her weapon, Princess dodges every attack, jumps over her, grabs her hand while landing and about to pop the balloon, but she sees Mad Wolf, Mao Mao, Giant, Crawl, Datama, Kaiser, Gilga, and Tortura all running towards her with balloons on their heads. Tortura says they will not let her win, and Princess gets ready to face them all. First she defeats Datama, dodges Crawl's attack, escapes Giant's strike and avoids Yuki's attack. And then she laughs at the fallen Yuki, and then Mad Wolf jumps on her and pops her balloon, making her scream. Soon everyone starts popping each other's balloons, laughing and enjoying the chaos. Mao Mao happily runs behind her and they have fun at the beach. Back in her cell, Princess hangs her dress, chains herself and falls asleep as the lights turn off. X wonders why they're still here. Outside the castle, the White Knight Britain returns, saying he failed to rescue her before, but this time he will surely save her. Suddenly, Evil King scares him and asks who he is, and he wonders why he couldn't sense him. King asks why he is here. He says he is not an ordinary demon and attacks him, but couldn't hit him. King asks if he got lost in the forest, and he attacks him again, but still no harm. King says he's not here to fight and mentions he was returning from a music concert, which he enjoyed because he stood near the stage. Britain says a demon would not attend a concert and doubts if he's lying, and prepares for an attack, firing a powerful beam, but King is still unharmed. He couldn't believe it. Suddenly, the ground breaks and he falls down, but the king teleports him above and he asks why he saved him. King notices his neckband is sign of the Mobile Cavalry Soul Cross anime. He says no one ever noticed it before, and King says he also has one because he likes the anime, and owns the merchandise and the character pictures and hopes they should stop selling the pictures now. Britain agrees and apologizes for attacking him. King says it's fine and hands back his cross. He says not all monsters are bad, and only the Hell Lord and his army are his enemies. Then he decides to leave. King asks if his work is done, and he says he'll return later and suggests they talk about the anime next time, and King agrees. Back at his apartment, King cleans the table while humming happily. Lucine and Mao Mao notice his good mood as he made a new friend. Meanwhile, in her room, Vanilla happily plays a card game, matching many cards in a row. Then she wants to play with a friend, but stops herself believing her parents won't allow it. Then she thinks about her day at the park with Princess and decides to torture her using this game. Next, she tells Princess that she can play with her if she tells a secret. X says Princess doesn't play cards, but she says cards are fun, and reveals that as a child she played cards with Jimochi and always lost, along with her nightly dessert. And the frustration of defeat and every tear made her mind stronger. X mocks her, saying she must have regretted losing her dessert, and she says cards are fun but doesn't mean she will reveal a secret. X doubts her, but she refuses to play. Then Vanilla tries to change her mind, saying they're fun. But she says she will not share anything this time and asks if she wants to play with her, but Vanilla lies, saying she doesn't want to play cards with anyone. She says that she will play if she wants to, but Vanilla replies that she do not wish to play and doesn't need a friend. Then Princess says she'll tell a secret that she also used to think she needed no friends, but the truth is, she always wanted real friends. This makes Vanilla cry as she also wants friends. Then Princess walks to her and stops her from crying and says it's time to play. Then they play cards. Princess tricks her slightly. She gets confused and picks the wrong card, but she makes a friend. Next, Canage reports the new secret to the king and says she was betrayed in the past, and King says it's good. She made a friend. Next, Crawl tortures Princess using a puppy named Snow. She says that she likes cats, but doesn't want to play with a dog. Crawl says dogs are also super cute and gives her a ball to throw and she throws it. Snow brings the ball back to her and gets a pat. Then she throws it again and Snow brings it back. She says it's a cute dog but stops realizing she was about to give in. Princess says she will not get soft again, as she is the proud commander of the Imperial Army and has never gotten attached to animals and will never lose herself again. But Crawl says that the dog wants to play. Princess tells her no but feels bad seeing its innocent eyes. Then Crawl tells Snow to lie down for a belly rub. Princess is trying hard to control herself, saying she has always been around cute animals but kept her distance, but starts crying saying she wanted to play with them more. Then gives Snow rubs all over its body and says she'll draw a map of the Empire's secret tunnels. The king is happy after seeing the map and asks Canage to call the expert infiltrator. Dark Ninja Gecko appears, shocking the king by saying he wants to resign from his post. Canage says Gecko always wanted to be an author, but due to family pressure, he worked here and now wants to quit. But Gecko says if the Lord doesn't want him to quit, he won't since it's too late to follow his dream. Then King says, people who start working on their skills early gain more chances, but tells him to at least try and wishes him good luck. Next, the princess dances with pandas and X cheers for her. Then a bear gives her a donut and she realizes she is dreaming as there are pandas, a Jamochi doll, Tortura stuck in a wall and Datama on the floor, and she says she can eat whatever she wants. In real world, Tortura and X watch her sleeping. When Tortura tries to wake her up, she hears her talking in her sleep and realizes she is revealing secrets. Princess continues telling one secret after another while eating in her dream. X panics and tries to wake her but stops when he hears that she's grateful to have X, which makes him happy. Then she says she has so much fun with Tortura, which brings a smile on her face, and Tortura says she has heard enough and decides to let her sleep more. While in her dream she eats jelly and dances happily alongside swords and pandas. That night, she wakes up wondering if her torture was cancelled, saying Tortura has gone soft. Next, a spell goes wrong in a lab and turns everyone into children. Hell King says it's bad. Then a young Tortura comes to torture the princess, who is still an adult and says she won't lose to a child. Tortura says King will be happy that she can still do her job. Princess says she'll give up then, but controls herself, saying when children try their best, adults always help but she'll not support them. X says she is just confused. Then Tortura reveals today's torture is sugar candies, and says these look like stars. She tries to control her as Tortura eats the candy and smiles. Then Princess loses control and says she'll confess as this torture is too cute and bows on the ground. But Tortura says there's more and shows her fruit candy on strings, saying she can pick a string to get a candy which can be of any size and flavor, and asks her to pick one and she pulls out the biggest candy. Tortura calls her lucky, dances and eats it saying it is tasty, which forces her to tell another secret. Then Tortura jumps in excitement, and she feels good to see her happy next. A child Canage tells the Lord about it and he says it's a cool name. Back in the cell, Princess says tiny Tortura is so cute, and X suggests escaping now that the guards are children. Then little Yuki and Inky arrive to play. Princess calls them cute, but then young Crawl, Mad Wolf and Giant arrive, and the princess notices a little Vanilla hiding behind the wall. Vanilla says she can't play but Princess says she wants to play with her, which makes her happy. Soon everyone holds her hands and they discuss what game they should play. X says they won't be able to run and decides to never think of escaping. The next day, Tortura grows a little, which means the spell is getting weak. X asks why she wore a school uniform and she says it looks good, but gets sad and then says the torture is beef stew. Princess says it smells good but she tells her to wait and says it's not good as the spell has affected her cooking skills. Princess sees her injured hands. Tortura doesn't want to torture her using bad food but Princess tells her to be more confident and says that effort matters more, which makes her blush. X asks what's happening. Then a smiling princess eats the stew, and likes it saying it's hot and tasty and wants to eat more. which makes her happy and Princess confesses. Elsewhere, the Hell Lord feels powerful as he's young and Kanaj says that's good. Then, Tortura returns to normal. She thanks Princess and says today's torture is pizza, which worries Princess, as it is her favorite food. X asks what she doesn't like and she says cough syrup, but says it also tastes good. Tortura wants to start and X says she'll confess, but she says she doesn't like all kinds of pizzas and tells Tortura to begin. Tortura says it's not here and shows a menu, saying they'll order it now and tells her to order anything she likes. She clarifies anything she wants and Tortura says yes if she tells her a secret. Princess reads the menu and says she can't choose as they are all delicious, but X calls her and she realizes she was about to tell a secret, but will not give up. X doubts her, but she says it will be like choosing herself over the Empire, which cannot happen. Then Tortura shows her another menu with 2-in-1 pizza, and she tries to control herself. Then Tortura shows her another with 4-in-1 pizza, which excites her and she can no longer control herself and gives up and orders a 4-in-1 pizza and happily eats it, while Tortura holds a note with the secret. Next, Hell King and Kanaj read that Gecko's book is a huge success. Gecko says he has worked on it for a long time. Hell King says he is a hard worker, congratulates him, and he bows and becomes a famous author. Next, Vanilla thinks about what Princess said, that anyone who says they don't need friends is lying because everyone needs them, which makes her cry, saying she needs them. Then she says Princess is her first real friend and wants to spend time with her but can't invite her home because Princess is a prisoner. But the truth is that she is not brave enough to ask her. She then says she wants to show her courage but wonders how. Next, Princess watches a video on her phone of her and Jamochi ice skating happily. X asks about it and she says they used to go ice skating after skipping a class. She asks him if he knows how to skate and he says he's great, but she ignores him, while Vanilla spies on them. It turns out that Peshet's vampires have served the royalty since the first Hell Lord and their current leader is Aliato Peshet's. Aliato panics and tells his wife, Extract, that they must book the entire ice skating rink. She says it's impossible due to existing bookings, but he says Vanilla says she wants to go there with a friend. He freaks out realizing this is her first friend. Then Extract also panics and says they must do whatever to spend time with her friend and they run to cancel the bookings. Meanwhile, Vanilla tries on several dresses and finally chooses the one she saved for special occasions. At the ice skating rink, Princess gets excited to see the ice and Vanilla says her family is focused on the sports business. X asks how and Vanilla says this rink is run by her family, and it was booked by her parents, but she calls her amazing. Vanilla hesitates to ask her, but Princess says today's torture is ice skating and says she won't lose, and Vanilla says this isn't torture, but Princess tells her to start torturing her by skating. Seeing no other choice, Vanilla agrees and starts skating, but it is her first time on ice and she completely forgot that she didn't know how to skate and falls, thinking she shouldn't have done it. Suddenly, Princess skates towards her and saves her from falling, and she admits defeat, but glad she didn't fall, which makes Vanilla emotional. She tries to calm her, saying she won, but Vanilla doesn't want that because this isn't torture. Then Princess asks if she wants to skate, and she refuses. Then Princess says she'll share a secret and teach her how to skate. Next, X skates smoothly, while Princess begins Vanilla's training by telling her how to slowly slide her feet, and they smile, laugh and talk about their outfits. Back in the cell, Tortura sees a sad Princess and asks if she's sick, but she replies she never gets sick, but Tortura feels something is wrong and checks her temperature. She says it's normal, but Tortura says she has caught a cold, which also affects X, as they are joined together, so she cancels the torture session and allows her to rest. She feels this is a pity, but she is happy to get a bed. Datama covers X and she says she used to sleep on the floor, but sleeping in a bed feels nice. Then Tortura asks what she wants to eat, and she chooses Japanese noodles, eating happily. Then Tortura gives her the special pudding and she celebrates. Next, the cell has a heater, a kettle and a television, while Tortura works on her laptop, and then she notices Princess sleeping. Next, Kanaj reports to the king that Princess has a cold and Tortura is taking care of her, and he orders to let her keep the bed permanently. When the Princess and X fully recover, Tortura sadly says torture time. She asks what's wrong. Tortura says it is nothing, but she knows something is wrong, and Tortura says that there's going to be personnel transfers in the Hell Horde, and says it might be her last torture session, but she says a high-ranking officer like her should be safe. And Tortura says it might be possible, but they have to prepare themselves as anyone could be transferred. She asks how they will know, and Tortura says the list will be posted in the morning. Princess asks if they can still have lunch together, saying she doesn't want to end on a sad note. Then Princess says she will not give up and indirectly asks her to call everyone. and she calls everyone for the last torture session, and they prepare themselves with Princess ready to face them all. The next day, everyone gathers at the notice board. Princess comes and hugs Tortura, saying they're together. Then others say they are not transferred and will continue torturing. Tortura is happy to spend more time together. Princess agrees and they smile as they watch the sunrise. Next, in a town hit by a storm, Princess wakes up in a hut and asks where she is. Then she freaks out seeing the Hell King. He says that they were struck by lightning during the basketball game and were teleported to a parallel world. X understands the case, and she asks how to return, so he says they have to save this world. And as he woke up early, he found out that this world is ruled by Black Monarch, who is cruel to people. And to reach him, he first went to the Black Tower and defeated the 4 guards of darkness. Then he passes through the Dark Wastelands, where he meets a powerful fighter named Garyuo with a power level of 100. After defeating him, he passes the Gate of Darkness to reach the Black Palace and faces the Monarch's army with power levels in the thousands. But he manages to defeat them too. Then he meets the Monarch with a higher power level and feels sorry for Garyuo. Monarch says he can't be defeated, so he attacks them but can't even scratch him. Monarch says he gets power from the Black Moon and can't be killed, and he can kill him in one strike, and summons his black sword to attack him. But he blocks it and lands multiple punches on him and finally knocks him down. And then he returned here. X asks how he saved the world in 2 hours while Princess still thinks he's fake. Then King says he couldn't forgive the Monarch after learning his evil deeds and says it was exciting and fun. And he says he likes crushing his enemies. Later, the black clouds vanish, bringing light to the town, and a man tells the town people how he met a strange man asking about the Monarch, and they consider him their hero from a legend. But another man says a new danger will arrive from the demon world. But the elder says the strange man is their hero. Meanwhile, they are teleported back to their world and meet their friends. Mao Mao hugs the king, saying she was worried. Then he says let's begin the basketball game. That's all for today. If you want the next part, comment next part. We'll make it once this video hits 10,000 likes. Also, tell us which character you like the most in the comments. And thanks for watching, you guys are the best.